my name is Jillian Spikes, and today we will be discussing clean eating for my public speaking course at Ohio University. So, we've all heard the saying, you get out what you put in. And with that in mind, we have to decide how we want our food. Do we want it fast? Do we want it cheap? Do we want it easy? Because if we want it those ways, more than likely, it's also going to be fake. However, finding the best options to yield the best results from our bodies is not always the easiest thing to find in our go-go society. I can speak for myself that in the last year, I've transferred over 80% of my diet over to clean eating, and it has not been an easy feat, to say the least. So what exactly does it mean for our food to be dirty in the first place? Primarily, eating clean means that we pick the healthiest options from each of our food groups, focusing on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy proteins, according to best-selling author Adina Halimidi. A third of parents say that their children prefer local and organic foods, while 25% say that they avoid processed foods altogether. And that's according to the Chicago Tribune when they did some research. When collecting a little research of my own from a survey that I did, I was able to process some of the information about clean eating and the way that it affects some of my local consumers. The first question that I asked was whether or not they ate clean. While 9 of my 12 participants said that they did not eat clean, 10 out of my 12 participants said that they believe that grocery stores and restaurants should be more honest in their labeling and in their menus. So based off of the results of the survey, I believe that consumers want to eat clean, they just don't know where to begin. So first, I'm going to talk about what it means to actually eat clean. Understanding what clean is comprised of, and the idea of clean eating just means to be more mindful from the pathway from the farm to your table, also known as the process, according to Fitness Magazine. The simplest concept in clean eating is minimal or unprocessed food. Food that is clean is refined in the most natural way possible. And finding clean foods can be difficult, as most of our current food in production is quite sophisticated. What we put in our bodies is what fuels us to go through our day and is crucial to our body's success. With that in mind, we want to stay away from genetically modified organisms, also known as GMOs. They are the result of laboratory processes where genes of the DNA of one animal or plant are taken out and extracted and artificially forced into another to slow down its processing time, according to responsibletechnology.org. This genetic engineering was first introduced in the 1990s and now is in most of the food that is processed in the United States. While the FDA does not require labeling of GMOs and ingredients, most GMOs are banned in Europe and other countries. While over the years there have been many attempts to increase transparency in food labeling, companies and the consumers. Though food labels have changed over the years, food producers are finding new ways to disguise what they put in our food. Secondly, we will discuss the solutions to these problems. The keys to good health and nutrition start with our food. Clean food mixes better with your body chemistry. Eat whole foods, foods that have not been tampered with in a lab or manufactured in a plant. Look for items that are straight from the farm. Avoid processed food. Almost any food that has a label has been processed. If there is any ingredient on the label that you cannot pronounce, do not put it in your body. Eliminate refined sugars in your diet altogether, as they are processed empty calories. Avoid processed foods and clean eating, according to Tracy Miller, who recommends that you should always just buy fresh. When buying packaged food, check out the label. Does it contain added sugars, preservatives, fillers, or artificial colors? According to Hildman, foods that have more than just 5 ingredients more than likely have been overly processed. When you're wanting to try something like blueberry yogurt, try buying unsweetened yogurt and just adding your own blueberries. Some of the easiest options include just buying from your local farmer's market, because they normally have fresh dairy, produce, and healthy proteins right on hand. Next, we're going to talk about why This should matter in what would happen if these changes are actually implemented. Genetically modified foods have been linked to many different health risks over the years. Toxic and allergic reactions, sick, sterile, and dead livestock have all been linked to genetically modified organisms. The debate over GMOs has been stuck in neutral for years, according to Pam Ronald, who's a UC Davis scientist who has been working to develop disease-resistant GMOs over the last couple of years. At the beginning of the year, many people engage in clean diets, but however, they always feel better when they're eating clean. Safe and nutritious food for consumers is always key. Architectural practices that enhance soil fertility to be able to assist farmers, for farmers to be able to make a profit off of clean food so that they don't choose to go the genetic route, and efficient use of water and land would all reduce the toxic compounds that would allow us all to eat clean in the here and now. Cheaper and accessible food is always the ultimate goal. So in conclusion, getting food from your local grocer and farmers market allows ourselves to be put in a better position for the future and to get out what we put it in our bodies. And having a better future is always the best option. If we are what we eat, shouldn't we want to eat better? Morgan Spurlock ate nothing but McDonald's for 30 days. He documented his experience to reflect on the physical and psychological consequences of poor eating choices. Without surprise, he experienced negative consequences. Reflection: perhaps Morgan Spurlock knew that clean eating was an option. It would have been more popular 10 to 15 years ago with the options that we have now. Most folks will not argue that when we eat better, we feel better, and the better our health is. We should be more like Spurlock and experiment with our bodies. Now, I won't ask you to never eat McDonald's. I would challenge you to eat clean for just 1 week and see if you feel better. During your next shopping trip, try to buy items that are fresh and with less than 5 ingredients. Slowly integrate those foods into your diet and your shopping trips. Once you have completed, take inventory of how your body reacts and how you feel. Also, compare the pieces of food that you bought that are fresh or even organic to the ones that are not, and take a look at the price and the quality of your purchase. In order to get the best results through our lives, we must consider making these changes to implement for better and healthier futures.